Let me try to do a rundown of the setup here real quick. So this is it was originally a 10 by 10 dog kennel. 10 by 10, 7 feet high at the peak to allow for them to pop up. And what we did, since we connected it to the Johnny house, we used the 2 panels that would have gone there and made it actually 10 by 12. We made it longer. And because I needed to carry the weight of not only the 1/2-inch hardware cloth, but an opaque tarp, and then a 30 mil tarp, which weighs a ton, Mike framed it out a little bit more to make it sturdier to be able to carry all that weight up there. And plus we'll probably get snow load, etc. And then originally it was the Johnny house connected to this ground pin, and I didn't put the recall funnel in there in the hole because I wanted them to learn to go in and out of a hole, which just those 2 things alone worked out really well at first. And then we built the flight pin, and so I asked Mike to cut me that door so they can go in and out, and they do. They hop all over the place. I've got tons of little hiding places for them. So even though my roux to hen ratio is a little off, it still works out. You know, there's tons of rooms for them to hide. I love these concrete blocks that allow them to go in there. They can cut through under this old bookcase I had in my storage building. They can get up under all these little shelves and tuck up underneath there and tuck up underneath there. But they're super happy. And then I added this ground pin. You know, they went broody and they started hatching babies in these little houses and under a log and all kinds of places. So I had 2 pairs that hatched their own babies. I brought them up to the garage in totes. Then before I let them out with the rest of the flock, I brought them into this ground pen, separated by wire, 1 family on each side. Then I integrated them to the rest of the flock. It was quite an endeavor, but anyway, so now we're all one big happy, and like I said, all kinds of little places for them to go. I can also, we're going to put the recall funnel on that wall, on that wood there, so that if I'm working with birds, my meadow's down there, about, I don't know, 50 yards down that way. So if I'm working with birds there and they recall, I could have the rest of the birds closed into this and the Johnny house, so that if a predator, because I've got minks and fishers and all kinds of stuff, foxes, if, you know, something were to follow them in, they wouldn't get my entire flock because I'd have them all closed up in here. So anyway, it's complicated. It took a lot of thought. Was not cheap. And then for winter, I've gone around and wrapped it with, this is a 10 mil vinyl that's wrapped around the sides, which has worked out really well. It breaks just enough wind. You see I left a little open, about a 4-inch band all the way around the bottom. Ventilation, ventilation on the ends, ventilation on that end, ventilation through the Johnny house there, so plenty of ventilation, but it really keeps it warmer in here. So even though the temps, you know, I'm in the capital region of New York, so even though temps will drop down, you know, probably around 0 at one point or another, blocking the wind makes such a huge difference to the temperature in here. Right now I'm battling mice, and I found these to be very helpful. This is a Victor tin cat. I bait it. It's a humane trap. I have 4 of them that I put around, and each day I come down and take them all the way down to the back of our property and empty them out. And I'm sure the owls and the fishers and the mink and everything appreciate that. But so it's kind of messy because they're messy birds, but I love, love, love my setup. It was worth all of the effort.